for the space, and they were softer than anticipated. To talk about some of the key details that have been proposed, I'm joined this morning by George Alexander Muthoot, who is the Managing Director of Muthoot Finance. Mr. Muthoot, thanks so much, first of all, for taking the time, and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity, because coming from you, I think our viewers will and your investors will understand what exactly this means for yourself as well as the sector. So let's start with a couple of the headlines, which is one, which relates to credit appraisals and the fact that below 2.5 lakhs, this is not required. What does a credit appraisal entail, and why is this significant?
Thank you. I think for the best part of it is that people or the regulator has actually realized that this needs to be customer oriented, and the regulations today, what has come out, is fully customer focused and customer oriented. I think the regulation about the 2.5 lakhs, etc., is for the small customers or customers who take up to 2.5 lakhs. Now, credit appraisal would rather mean that for loans above 2,50,000 rupees, we need to do a credit appraisal. I'm sure it should be only a light touch credit appraisal, because certainly it is fully collateralized, so the collateral is always there, and the credit appraisal would mean maybe the income of the borrower, the repayment capacity, etc., which needs to be ascertained. But I don't think it is necessary for us to do the other detailed checking, just like giving a personal loan, etc. Unsecured personal loan. This is a secured loan. So the light touch credit appraisal would be required for loans above 2,50,000. Up to 2,50,000, they say there is no need of any credit appraisal.
Okay.
So certainly this is certainly customer-centric and maybe beneficial to the customer, because it is putting more money into the hands of the customer.
So just to clarify, at this point, there is no credit appraisal that is required, right?
Yeah, for loans up to 2,50,000.
No, I'm saying before these new norms come through, at this juncture, you don't currently have to do a credit appraisal, right?
Yeah, it was not
required.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of collateral, and this is an important point to raise, because the last time we spoke also, we were talking about the loan to value, which essentially entails how much loan you can disburse for the collateral that you're receiving. And some interesting numbers coming through, Mr. Muthoot, which says that as much as 85% of loan to value for customers under 2.5 lakh, if I remember correctly, you had said that for your company, the loan to value is actually closer to 60% or thereabouts?
Yeah, so I put it in the correct perspective.
Yeah.
As it stands today, before the new regulation comes, the maximum one can give is 75% of the loan, of the price. So that is the maximum. So people take 75, 60, 65, etc. And when I said today's rate, so when the price of gold goes up, the LTV also, the actual LTV which you have lent has come down. So today, taking into account the total gold we have and the amount of loan we have given to the customer, it is only 58%.
58%. Yeah, I remember 58%. Okay.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
now,
so it's important. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So today, the maximum has been raised from 75 to 85%. So one can give up to 85% for the loans up to 2.5 lakhs. Is what I understand.
Yeah. So I just want to understand, in your book, the ticket size of 2.5 lakh and above and below, what is the composition right now?
I think I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I'm sure it is more than 80% of the loans are below 2.5 lakhs.
Okay, so this is a significant benefit for you because you have the ability to go that 10 percentage points more. And of course, we've seen gold prices move up very quickly, Mr. Muthoot. And so as a result of that, I'm guessing that you have not been able to utilize the higher LTV available to you. Will you utilize it, or from the perspective of your own processes, you will cap it at a certain level?
No, I think the 75% of the LTV is today, what we give is on today's price. So the loans given today, we can give at the 75 or at the modified rate of 85%. That is given. So because we can definitely capture the higher price, because today if the gold price is going up and today a customer is coming, he will get 75% of the today's price. So now the LTV has been capped at 85%. So it is for each company to decide whether they need to give 85%, depending on their credit appraisal, their risk appetite, etc. Whether they should go above 75 up to 85%. It will be left to the individual companies, individual NBFCs to take that call.
Sir, I know that. That's why I'm asking you whether you will take that opportunity.
I think we like to decide at the board level, but definitely we are certainly a conservative company, and I don't think at this moment we need to go overboard with very high LTVs, because finally the customer shouldn't be put with a loan which he cannot repay.
That is an important point. And I'm glad that you've given us that clarification. I just want to also clarify the implementation of this. From what I'm reading, the guidelines should be complied with by the 1st of April 2026, which means that you can put this in place earlier?
Yeah, we see. I don't think we can put this in early. 85% I think will kick in only next year. Is that I understand from the rules.
Understood.
So probably, but the processes, other than the LTV, there are so many other processes, etc., which was coming out in the regulations. So many new processes, etc. So probably people need to tweak their software systems, etc., to capture these things, and that is why I think the time up to April next year is given.
Okay. A couple of other updates. One is with regard to this bullet loans. The tenor of the bullet loans has to be capped at 12 months. Does that impact you at all, Mr. Muthoot?
Well, actually, even today we are giving all the loans at 12%, 12 months only.
Okay.
That's a given. I think, see, most of the regulations which are there are things that we are completely doing. And I think from the governor's point of view, his explanation was also to put all these practices into one single comprehensive guideline. I think that was what he meant by that. So most of these things are there. Other than this LTV change, most of the other things are already there. It is now put in a comprehensive single regulation.
Okay. So I'm just wondering, apart from this LTV, of course, the credit appraisal above loans of 2.5 lakhs, and you said that most of your loans are below, but for those that are above, you will have to do these credit appraisals. I'm just wondering whether the cost will increase for you at all to comply with these norms?
I don't think it should be a big cost, but certainly some tweaking in the software, etc., need to be done. I think that is why they have given the time up to for the next 8-9 months for companies to implement these systems, to take their softwares, etc., to that level.
Got it. The other thing that has happened since Friday, of course, Mr. Muthoot, is the sharp cut in the lending rates. 50 basis points cut. I think quite a few people in the industry had not anticipated this, and the outcome a lot of people think is going to be an offtake increase. What is your own assessment of how this will affect loan growth?
Yeah, for us, loan growth, I don't think I'll put it the other way. The availability of funding from banks and institutions to NBFCs like us will be better. That is what I feel. But again, the 0.5% interest, etc., will not impact loan growth, because that is not going to be a significant rate for such small ticket loans. The average ticket size is only 80,000 rupees, so maybe a 0.5%. And a very short-term period. Usually the gold loan tenor, although it is 12 months we give, it is only about 4 months. For the 0.5% drop, etc., will not significantly affect the customer. But then availability of credit will definitely be better, and that is what I see as plus in this.
Yeah, and that tailwind from the risk weight adjustment also from earlier in the year is something that bodes well. I'm just trying to understand. Therefore, the second part of the question, Mr. Muthoot, is availability of funds is one thing, but cost of funds also reduces. So how long do you think that will take to play out for you and your book? Will it be by the end of the first half?
Yeah, I think the banks will start reducing their loan rate to us or NBFCs, maybe going forward next 1 or 2 quarters. Slowly, that the blended rate will come down. And when our cost of fund comes down, generally we pass it on to customer.
Okay, so you will maintain, effectively you will maintain the NIMs at that above 11% level that we've seen, right?
The NIMs and spread, which is 10%, 11%, 9% is the spread, and 10% plus is the NIMs. I think we will continue with that.
Okay, so that was the management of Muthoot Finance speaking to NDTV Profit and talking about the implications of the new norms. Welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Ask Profit on NDTV Profit. My name is Alex Matthew. With me is Mahima Vachhrajani, and we'll take you through the next 45 minutes of trade. This show is geared towards getting you answers to all of your stock-related questions, and to that end, what should they do?
They should call or WhatsApp us on the numbers that are flashing on the screen right now.
Absolutely. All right. Let's very quickly take you through what's happening in the markets right now. And 0.5% gains for the benchmark Nifty 50. And you are trading at, or rather in uncharted territory for the Nifty Bank with gains of about 0.75% or so. It is at very close to 57,000 levels and trading very close to the high point of the day, which means that we are very close to all-time highs on the Nifty Bank. Where it goes from here is what we'll have to ask our experts. But take a look at what else is moving in trade today, and you saw the Realty Pack that moved quite substantially in trade on Friday, and today there's a little bit of profit taking, perhaps because it's down about 0.5% or so, and a few stocks like Prestige, like Brigade, which ran up quite significantly on Friday, are losing a little bit of ground. Godrej Properties as well moved quite significantly higher. PSU banks, on the other end of the spectrum, continue to gain ground, up about 1.7% at this point, because there's going to be a double win for them. Of course, they're going to be able to lend more with the lower rates, but they also benefit from their treasury operations, which has always been robust, and with yields on the long end moving lower, their treasury books stand to gain. So that's the long and short of it. Let's get our experts in for the day. We've got Brijesh Iyer, who's the head of technical and derivatives retail research at IDBI Cap, and Saurabh Jain, who's equity head research at SMC Global Securities. Gentlemen, thanks so much for taking the time. Pleasure having you on the program. And the first question that we've got is on Ircon International, and this is from Rohit Srivastav, who's writing in from Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh, and he's bought at levels of 200. He's got 10,000 shares. He's wondering whether to hold for a period of 6 months and what the potential upside is from here. He's holding on already to pretty substantial gains. Brijesh, what's the view?
Hi, morning, Alex. So the view on the this particular sector is positive, and somehow it has given a very strong volume breakout. So I believe this momentum can sustain, and we can talk about 250, 275 on the higher side. It will maybe next 6 months down the line, we should be seeing this level. So view is positive.
Okay, so that's it with regards to where Ircon stands and of course where the technicals are concerned. Our next question is from Pakshar Jain, who's writing in from Bengaluru. He's holding Thomas Cook at an average price of 235 and holding 120 odd shares, sitting on a loss of roughly 8,000 rupees right now, and wants to know as to whether he can sell and book losses or average out at the current level. Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. Thomas Cook, do you think is the right counter to hold in the tourism space, or would you pick something else?
Hi, good morning. See, while we are optimistic on the travel and tourism space, but not on the service providers like Thomas Cook, I'll suggest him to book profits or loss, whatever it is, and shift money to hotels like Lemon Tree.
Hold on, or rather actually sell and move to Lemon Tree is a view. Maruti Suzuki, and this is a question on Maruti Suzuki from the UAE. Amit is writing in, and he's holding at levels of 11,000. He doesn't know what to do. Should he shift to something like infra or banks is the question. He is in the green, and the question is whether or not he should book out and move to banks at this stage. Quite a move up at this point, Brijesh, on the charts as well. Is this the right move to make?
So lately, this Maruti was seeing some correction, and now in the last couple of days before, the stock has taken support. So what I can say that this can go back to 13,000, 13,200 level. So there is a further upside easily he can make another 600, 700 points from the current level. He is in a right stock. I think he should hold the position, and when once it reaches to 13,100, he can review it. Maybe he can take some profits, but definitely he can see some more upside from the current level.
Okay, hold is the view coming in on Maruti Suzuki. Our next caller, Dheeraj, is calling in from Hyderabad. Dheeraj, a very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
Good morning, ma'am. My query is regarding Netweb Technologies.
Okay.
I bought 110 shares of Netweb Technologies today morning actually at 1935 rupees.
Okay.
So for a short-term trade, like for around 45 days or 2 months or 1 month to 2 months frame, should I hold on to Netweb Technologies or should I shift to something like Bharti Airtel is my query.
Okay, got your question, Dheeraj. I'll take this up with Brijesh again. Brijesh, he's bought it today and already made profits of around 1,300 odd rupees. Wants to know if we can continue to hold this for the next 45 days or switch to something like a Bharti Airtel.
See, he's taken it like there has been recovery from the day's low. So what I need to say is today's low, 1859, or maybe 5 points lower from that should be the stop loss for him. And the 200-day moving average 2,190. So that should be the target for the next 45 days. So he should hold with today's low as a stop loss, maybe 5 points lower. Hold will be the view.
Okay. Ramya wants to know about Canterbury. Canterbury Retail India, which manufactures ready-made garments. She's bought at levels of 289, 120 shares, and she's incurring a loss right now. She's wondering whether to accumulate more. This entire space is something that has gotten a fillip from everything that's happened globally. What's your view on this one, Saurabh, on the fundamentals?
Well, Canterbury is certainly not in coverage, but retailing is looking good. And in this space, we like Aditya Birla Fashion. If in case if she wants to shift his money, so she can go for Aditya Birla Fashion.
Okay, Aditya Birla. Aditya Birla.
Okay, all right. Aditya Birla Fashion. Gautam is calling us from Visakhapatnam. And Gautam, very good morning to you. You're talking about a stock that a lot of people are speaking about today. What would you like to know?
Yeah, good morning, Alex. How are you?
Very well. What about you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Please go ahead.
My question is, I'm holding 10,000 shares of Suzlon at 66 rupees. So I'm just wondering whether to hold it or sell it because today some block deal hasn't happened of 9 crore shares approximately. So is this going to be affect the price, whether it will come down or go up? I'm just worried about it.
What is the time frame that you have in mind? How long would you?
100 days.
90 to 100 days. So short-term view is what you're seeking. Okay, I got your question. So let me ask Brijesh then on the charts. Brijesh, 1.5% or thereabouts of equity exchanging hands, and I think it's seemingly been lapped up. Not too much of an impact on the stock price. In fact, we're trading higher. What is the upside potential from here?
The upside can be anywhere close to 85 to 90. So that can be the projected upside. But having said this, the immediate support is there at the level of 63, 64. So many, for example, if there is further sell-off, this can go back to 63, 64. So that much potential downside is there. And that is the level where again it can see some demand zone. Maybe some support will come in. So he has to first filter out the lower end, which is 63, 64, and then we can talk of the higher side.
Right. And this is likely to be a promoter stake sale in Suzlon because it is. And we're expecting that stake sale, the total promoter holding to come down to around 11%, which was 13.5%. And it's never been a promoter held company, right? The stake has been around that 14 to 13% mark. But public shareholding, interestingly, has also come down in this counter from that 60 odd percent, 65 odd percent to almost 54, 55 odd percent right now. And the rest is institutional. So your DI holding has slightly gone up and FI holding has also slightly gone up. So that's the shareholding of where Suzlon stands. Our next question is from Manjunath, who's writing in from Bengaluru and wants your view, Saurabh, on Mishra Dhatu. He's bought Dhatu Nigam and he's bought 100 odd shares at 421. Wants to know if he can add more at the current levels. Your view on this, Saurabh?
View is quite positive on the metal side, especially Mishra Dhatu. The results were also good. From the long-term perspective, I think it is good to hold and it is advisable to buy on the declines.
All right, buy on declines is the view on Mishra Dhatu. It's up about 50% or thereabouts. We got a caller, Venkat from Hyderabad. Venkat, very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Hi, yeah. Good morning.
Yeah.
So I have BLS International Services shares, so 88, on average price of 415 rupees.
Right.
Currently sitting 6.5% loss.
Yes.
So should I hold it for long term?
Okay. And what was the thesis that you had when you invested in this 415 rupees when you bought it?
Actually, some brokers recommended this stock.
Okay. All right. And so you've got a long-term view on the stock. More than 1 year or more than 2 years?
Actually, I had taken for 1 year.
1 year. Okay. Saurabh, coverage on BLS International, would you say hold?
See, the company is into the visa services, I feel, and on the valuation side, it looks still expensive after the correction. So in my opinion, I think if you want to bet money, it is better to bet money on the hotels.
Okay, so that's with regards to where BLS International stands. Our next caller, Arun, is calling in all the way from Ireland. Arun, how can we help you today?
Hi, I have my query is regarding Kitex Garments.
Okay.
I have 1,200 shares at the rate of 87.
Okay.
I'm holding this from 5 to 7 years.
All right.
I bought at the various levels. I want to know, like, they have moved the plant from Kitex to Andhra.
Right.
And they have Telangana, and they have already started a new plant there. And their biggest project is coming out at the end of December 2026,
Right.
as per the chairman, Abu Jacob. So,
Okay.
I have trust in him, and I have followed this company for the last 10 years.
Right.
So can I accumulate more, or do I wait for some time? That's my query.
Right. So Arun, I must say
Maybe
you've
I
done
can
your...
hold it for 3-4 years.
Okay, got it. I must say that you've done your research very well, and that congratulations on the kind of profits that you're sitting on. I'll take this query up with Saurabh. Saurabh, Kitex Garment, what's the view like?
The view is positive on the textile segment. The Kitex Garment he is talking about, he has done a lot of research. Thanks to him, I mean, this kind of a thorough research he has done for the last 10 years. In my opinion, I think this company is putting up a good show and is likely to get benefit from China Plus One and also the recent fallout of the situation in the Bangladesh also. So in my opinion, I think it is a very good stock to hold, and he can certainly add more to his portfolio.
All right, so that's the view with regards to where Kitex Garments stands, and hold is the view where fundamentals are concerned. Our next question is from Vaishnavi, who's writing in from Chennai. She's bought Garden Reach Shipbuilders 8 months back, 35 shares at 1,813 a piece, and wants to know whether she can continue to sell or hold, and wants a view from the next 6 months perspective. Brijesh, I'll come to you on this one. What's the kind of target that you're seeing on the charts right now for Garden Reach Shipbuilders for the next 6 months?
See, I think before we talk of 6 months, I think on immediate basis, there can be some profit booking from the level of 3,200. It can come back to 3,000, 2,900. So that is the area where it has got a support. So by any chance, whenever it comes down and then it takes a support, then over a period of time, we can talk 3,500, 3,600. But on the immediate basis, I believe there can be some profit booking.
All right, so that's with regards to where Garden Reach Shipbuilder stands. Next caller, Rahman, is calling in from Chennai. Rahman, a very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
Madam, I have bought oil and gas shares for 720 6-7 months back. So can I hold or sell it?
And this is from a longer term perspective, or did you see the charts while buying it?
For short term only I bought it.
For short term, all right. I'll take this up with Brijesh again then. Brijesh, he's sitting on a loss of almost 3 lakh rupees right now. Considering where how technicals are faring for Oil India, what would you suggest? Book losses or continue to hold for a while?
This weekly structure is turning slightly positive, but that breakout has not come. But I do believe that there will be a very limited downside in this. And maybe sooner or later this can go back to 475, 500 level. So my view is positive. If he can average, then averaging is one of the option, and he should hold on.
Average and hold on is the view coming in on Oil India where charts are concerned. With that, it's time to slip into a very short break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back answering all your queries on the other side.
गोल्ड प्लस क्लियर ग्लास, पार हो या नियर, सब कुछ दिखे क्लियर।
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, a show that gets all your stock related queries answered. For viewers who are just tuning in, you can either call us or WhatsApp us on the numbers that are flashing on your screen right now. Well, we're also joined by Ajit Mishra, who's the SVP Research at Religare Broking, joining us now. Welcome, Ajit. Our next caller, Sandeep, is calling in from Mumbai. Sandeep, a very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
Good morning. I've got 1,000 shares of GMDC at the rate of 428.
Right.
So I was wondering whether I should hold it or sell it.
Okay. And this is from what time frame perspective? Is it from a longer term perspective?
Yes, longer term.
Okay. So I'll then take this up with Saurabh. Saurabh, your view on GMDC considering the entire rare earth story going on, plus they're also likely to inaugurate some mines in FY 26-27 as well. What's the outlook like? Should he continue to hold?
The outlook is quite positive. On the valuation side also, there is a comfort. Plus, there is a dividend yield of 2.5% also. So, in my opinion, he should hold on to it.
Okay. And by the way, Ajit Mishra also joining us on this side of the break. Ajit, thanks so much for taking the time. The question to you is on SBI Life. And it's from Rajesh, who's writing from Bengaluru. He's bought at levels of 1,818 September 2024. And he's incurring a loss at this point. So he's wondering, after having held it for this long, what should his strategy be?
Yeah, good morning, Alex. Good morning, Mahima. So we are seeing that, the life insurance basket, HDFC, SBI Life, ICICI Pru, they all are witnessing, decisive traction. In fact, the HDFC Life has recently made a new record high also. SBI Life also, we have seen a very strong recovery, or almost like, 1.5 month of up move from 1,400 to 1,800. So we are very close to his buying price. Now, the strategy should be to hold it because the overall base formation, which we are seeing from last, 10-15 days above the short-term averages, that indicates that momentum is still intact. And probably in the next swing, we can make a new high or inch toward 1,900 plus levels. So since he has holding it for long, so he should maintain a stop loss at 1,700 now. In case if it fails to hold this level, then probably he might exit his position. Otherwise, he can continue to hold and review once we reach to the record highs around 1,900 mark.
So that's the comprehensive view on SBI Life. Our next caller is calling us from Bengaluru. Shubham is calling us. Shubham, very good morning to you. I just want to confirm, you sent us a message as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Because I was going to take that next. Yeah. Good that you called us so that I can hear your voice. What would you like to know?
Yes, sir. I am holding IEX 100 quantity at the price of 218.
Okay.
So my question is, should I add more at current level or hold as it is? And what could be the target for next 1 to 2 years?
1 to 2 years, okay. So you bought it for the relatively long term. Saurabh, on the fundamentals, I think a lot is being said about the power space, and ultimately this has to do with a power exchange. Interestingly, if power generation goes up, the demand for power through an exchange would reduce, but then that's only a temporary phenomenon. I'm only asking because of a few notes that I saw. I saw that volumes on this exchange may have fallen in the recent past.
Yeah, absolutely right. Last month also, the weather condition got changed and there was not much demand and the power volumes also fell on the exchange. But also their monopoly is also challenged. That is why we saw some kind of a correction in the stock. Also at this price also, it is trading at around 18 times to book value and around 45 times to its trailing 12 months earnings. So it looks expensive to me. He can hold on to it if he wants to, but I would not advise to add more.
All right, so that's the view with regards to where IEX stands, and hold is the view from Saurabh. Our next question is from Venkat, who is writing in from Andhra Pradesh. He's holding 20,000 odd stocks of Heritage Foods at an average price of 429, and is saying that this is almost 12% of his overall portfolio, and can hold this for the next 1 year or so, and wants a fundamental view on this one. So Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. When I was speaking to the management, they were very positive when it came to the outlook of the company. The growth in terms of FY25 has also been decent. What do you think is a better play when it comes to this dairy industry? Do you think Heritage Foods is the right way to play this, or would you switch to something like a Dodla Dairy or Hatsun Agro?
I think, in my opinion, the dairy space, Heritage Food is a very good company. The company is going at a steady rate. Their ratio of milk products, they are adding to their portfolio, and their products are also good. So, in my opinion, if he wishes to hold for the next 1 year, he can certainly hold on to it, and I expect 20 to 30% kind of a gain in 1 to 3 years.
Okay, so that's with regards to where Heritage Food stands, and hold, of course, is the view. Our next caller, Pratap, is calling in from Calcutta. Pratap, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Good morning. Yes, I'm holding 7 shares of 3M India.
Okay.
And the status is now like it's in a loss. Should I hold it or should I sell it out?
Okay. And this is from what time frame perspective? Would you intend to hold this from a longer term perspective?
Yeah, I bought it, say around last year I bought it.
Okay.
But now I'm after I bought it, like it is, it came down to, in a loss.
Got it. Got it. Got your question, Pratap. I'll take this up with Ajit. Ajit, what are the charts indicating for something like a 3M India? Because he's sitting on a loss of around 65,000 odd rupees right now. Is there more downside, or do you see the uptick in the charts from now on? And should he continue to hold or book losses?
So, Mahima, in my opinion, he should continue to hold, because we all know the kind of performance that 3M India has been maintaining on the long-term basis. So it's just a phase basically that we are seeing correction from the record highs. Now, at least from the last couple of months, we are seeing some consolidation after retesting the major averages. So I believe that there could be further consolidation, maybe for a month or two, or once we cross this hurdle at 32,000 mark, then probably the stock can again resume the uptrend. So as of now, he should stay put, since his view is 1 year plus, and 26,000 should now be his closing stop loss, just to be in a precautionary side in case the stocks slips below the previous swing low, then probably the consolidation or the retracement could be higher.
Coming back to you, Ajit, on IRFC, and this is a question from Ekambaraya, who's writing in from Hyderabad and asking for a recommendation. He's holding at levels of 155 and so incurring a small loss. But he's wondering whether to average his cost price at this point, not too far away from the buy price at 147 or thereabouts. What's the view?
So, Alex, we are seeing the railway stocks witnessing traction from last 1 week, and that too after almost 40-45 percentage of average correction from the record highs. So, I believe that most of these stocks they have done with the correction, and some of these stocks they have already started witnessing strong traction. IRFC has also recovered; it has reclaimed its major averages, so it looks okay to me. But as of now, adding more is something that I would recommend to avoid. Let it surpass the buying price, means 155 is basically the hurdle, his previous buying price. Once we cross this hurdle, then probably we can see fresh momentum towards 165, 170 or maybe higher. So as of now, we can stay put with 135 as a closing stop loss.
Okay, just to follow up, since another viewer, Sambasiva Rao, is asking about this, if he's bought at levels of 140 and he's looking to hold for just the next 3 to 4 months, should he take some profits right now?
No, certainly not, because what we've shared about the railway stock, it's been almost a year-long corrective phase, and now we are seeing this reversal. So I doubt that this recovery is going to fizzle out anytime soon. So probably he can wait for 165 to 170 levels, and on a precautionary side, 135 should be his strict stop loss.
With regards to where charts are concerned for IRFC, our next question is from Jeevan, who wants to know about Canara Bank. He's bought at the price of 92 and 117 odd shares he's bought, and wants to know if he can hold or sell, and he wants to hold it for the next 2 odd years. Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. Do you think this is the right counter to keep holding in the banking space for the next 2 years?
View is positive on the Canara Bank. The valuations are very comforting, and above all, after the recent cut, there is expectation that there might be credit growth may see a jump in 2-3 quarters. Moreover, there possibility of making some treasury gains to PSU banks because they hold a large amount of treasuries. So, in my opinion, I think it is a good hold for next 2 years.
Good hold for the next 2 years is the view coming on Canara Bank. Our next caller, Murli, is calling in from Bengaluru. Murli, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Very good morning to you and your team. Thank you for taking my query. I want to buy, considering that the market is up and few skips are in the same level. One is due to block deal, another one is just hovering around. Sansera or Azad Engineering.
Okay.
I want to buy from a 2-year point of view, invest about 5 lakhs.
Okay. All right. Got your question, Murli. I'll take this up with Saurabh. Saurabh, he wants to invest 5 lakh rupees right now and wants to know if he should go ahead and buy Sansera Engineering or Azad Engineering, or would you suggest investing some amount in both?
The Azad Engineering looks quite expensive to me on the valuation side. Sansera is decent on the valuation side, and there is a good amount of scope in the Sansera to gain. So I would advise to invest in Sansera for next 5 years.
Yeah, okay, so that's the view on the two. I've got a slightly open-ended question. I think this is important as well, though. Saurav is saying that he is new to investing and he's looking for a few stocks that he can start with. So perhaps, Saurav, we can suggest a basket of stocks, maybe 5 or so to begin with, and maybe then he can broaden it over the course of the coming months. But what would you recommend that he start with if he's building a long-term stock portfolio at this juncture?
He can go with the Reliance in the banking space. He can go with the ICICI Bank in the hotel space. He can buy maybe Lemon Tree. In the automobile space, I would suggest him to go with the Eicher Motor. So this way he can build up. Or he also can add some commodities like silver. I mean, there is a ETF available on the market, silver bees.
So, okay, that's an interesting point. So let me ask a follow-up then. Would you buy Hind Zinc or would you buy a silver bees?
I think both options are good. I mean, Hind Zinc is likely to gain with the gain in the silver. I feel 38% of its EBIT comes from the silver profits. And since the outlook for the silver is good, he can also go for Hind Zinc.
Okay, let's get our next caller in. She's calling in from New Delhi. Shalini is calling us. Very good morning, Shalini. How can we help you today?
Good morning. Actually, I'm holding UCO Bank shares, 300 shares.
Okay.
At about an average of 48 from last year. So I can hold it long term if it has a future. So just wanted to know.
Okay. You want to know the potential upside. I'm certain it has a future.
Right.
I'm certain it has a future. Potential upside. Potential upside is what I can check. Saurabh, so on the fundamentals, would you suggest holding or is there a better opportunity? Should you shift out?
positive on the banking, but UCO is not best of the lot. So I would suggest to shift money from UCO to Canada.
Okay. Shift money from UCO to Canada is the view coming in. Shalini, I hope that answers your query. Our next question is from Raja Shekhar, who's writing in from Chennai and wants a short-term view on Varun Beverages. He's holding 600 odd shares at an average price of 581. Ajit, I'll come to you on this one. He's sitting on a loss of 62,000 rupees right now. Do you think there is, are the charts attractive enough to continue to hold, or should he book losses?
It's been a steady uptrend, for almost 5-6 years, followed by this recent corrective tone that we are seeing in the stock from almost 24 starting onwards. So if the view is, let's say, for 6 months to a year, I doubt that we can see any meaningful recovery. Means it seems like a distribution pattern to me. So probably we can see further decline towards 390 area, maybe lower. So as of now, my recommendation is to exit this stock and wait for a dip towards 390 or some sign of reversal or recovery. So as of now, it looks weak to me.
Okay, all right. Vipul is calling us, I believe, from Ahmedabad. Vipul, how are you doing, and what would you like to know?
Hi, good morning all.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
I am holding ZFCV, earlier called it Webco India Limited. 10 shares at the price of 5475 in September 23.
Right.
Shall I hold more or can book partial profit, as it is now 14,700 around?
Yeah, it's a good question. And where to deploy also? If you are to deploy these funds, Vipul bhai, would you deploy it for the short term or the long term?
Long term.
Okay.
Can I speak to Siemens or other like Thermex Limited, like?
Got it.
Capital Good Stock.
Yeah, I got it. Saurabh, so the question is, ZF commercially is making a nice, healthy profit. Should he shift that over to something like a Siemens or something else in that space?
See, while OEM players are struggling with the sales, but ZF commercial is not facing any kind of issue. The company is growing at a good pace. I mean, the year-on-year, the profit growth was 20-25%. So he can certainly hold. But if he wants to book partial profits, he can certainly do so and shift money to company like Thermex, what he has chosen, or maybe L&T.
Okay, Vipul bhai, hopefully that answers your question. Inderpreet has got the next question, and he's asking about Rainbow Hospitals, and he's got 95 shares at a price of 1,421, and he's asking whether he should add more for the long term. And quite a few of these hospital companies have been in focus. Interestingly, we had research that spoke about the fact that a lot of these companies or hospitals are adding capacity at a time when they don't have significant capacity utilization. So, of course, the prospects long term for the hospital space are good. Should you double down on your investment in Rainbow is a question from Inderpreet. Saurabh, on the fundamentals?
Hospital space is good, looking good, and Rainbow Hospital is a good choice. I mean, the valuations in all the hospital stocks are higher, and Rainbow is no different. From the long-term perspective, I feel that it is a good company to hold or add more.
Okay, good company to hold or add more is the view on Rainbow Children Hospitals. Our next caller, Anish, is calling in from Hyderabad. Anish, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, I bought 1,000 shares at 230 of Karri Vaishya Bank. What are your predictions about that share?
And this is from a longer term perspective, or did you see the charts while buying it?
Yeah, long term perspective.
Long term. All right, I'll take this up with Saurabh. Saurabh, Karur Vaishya Bank, do you think Anish should continue to hold, or should he sell and buy some other counter in the banking space?
I think it is one of the good bank in the private space. He should continue to hold. He can expect 50-20% kind of a CAGR return from next 3 to 5 years.
Okay, and what about Punjab National Bank? Since we're talking about the banking space, the public sector banks are up and about. And this is a question from Sampath Kumar, who's writing in from Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh. He's bought at levels of 208. Should he hold? Wow. Okay, he's defined his long-term investment as 30 years.
I mean, the operational metrics have improved a lot in the last few years. Now, this bank is, is par with the balance sheets of like Canara Bank or maybe Union Bank, and the bank is growing at a good pace. I mean, close to industry average. In my opinion, I think it is a good move.
Good hold. And sticking with the banking space, our next question is from Rajan Iyer, who's a retired banker, by the way, and he's holding 1,000 odd shares of IDFC Bank at 61 since the last 2 years. Ready to wait for 2 more years and wants to know if he can hold or switch. I'll again come to you on this, Saurabh.
I think it would be better for him to switch to maybe ICICI or Axis. That is what my call is.
Okay, and sticking with the BFSI space once again, Prashant is calling in from Hyderabad and wants to know about Bajaj Finserv, I believe. Am I right, Prashant?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead with your query then.
For next, so what's the viewpoint for next 1 month on this?
Next 1 month?
Can I hold it? Yeah.
Okay, I got your query, Prashant. I'll take this up with Ajit. Ajit, what are the charts indicating for Bajaj Finserv?
So, we are seeing both Bajaj Twins, gaining traction in today's trade. In fact, in the last trading session itself, it was a noticeable volumes, in Bajaj, Finserv. And today we are seeing the continuation of the move. The stock is trading closer to the record high, so definitely he should stay put. Now, since the view is 1 month, this 1900 should be his stop loss, a closing stop loss, and probably close to around 2300, 2350 something. That should maintain as a target, roughly around 10% here from next 1 to 2 months.
Okay. All right. So we've got a rookie investor who has bought Torrent Pharmaceuticals. This is Jatin, who's writing in from Bengaluru. Torrent Pharmaceuticals bought at a price of 3,351. Okay, the stock is currently trading at 3,151. So it's a small loss that he's incurring. He's looking at a short-term outlook though. Ajit, on the charts, what's the view on Torrent?
So Alex, it's been almost 6-8 months now that the stock has been hovering in this band 2,900, 3,400. And currently we are, trading around the major averages, long-term moving average around 3,100 mark. So in my opinion, that should be strict stop loss, because in case if it fails to hold the long-term average, then probably it can switch towards the lower end, 2,850 or maybe lower. So 3,100 should be strict stop loss. And once we see a breakout above 3,300, 3,350, then probably 3,700 would be his positional target. So as of now, it's a hold with strict stop loss at 3,100.
All right, so that's the view on Torrent Pharma. It's a hold for now. Arun is calling us from Kolkata. Very good morning, Arun. And what would you like to know about today?
I do have PNG Gadgil 390 shares at the price of 787. So I would like to know the long-term view. Should I be accumulating or how should I go about this?
Okay. And when did you buy this?
I'm accumulating since last 1.5 years.
1.5 years, okay. All right. And just a quick clarification. Do you own any other jewelry stocks, like for example, Titan or anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay.
No, nothing.
Okay. So Saurabh, the question for you then, it's not been a great investment for him, PN Gadgil. He's losing money. The stock is up and about in trade today, but would you hold for the long term?
For the long term?
Yeah.
See, in my opinion, I think the March quarter went good. All the jewelry makers saw good growth, but this quarter, I mean, the sales, what I heard on the street is going down. I mean, they are not year-on-year comparison. They are all the jewelers are seeing some kind of a degrowth or maybe nil growth. In my opinion, I think it would not be a good idea to hold jewelry stock. Rather, I would suggest him to take money off the table and maybe invest in company like Hensing, which we have just talked about.
Right. Book your profits from PN Gadgil and shift to something like Hindustan Zinc is the view coming in from Saurabh. Our next question is from Rahul Shivni, who's writing in from Gurgaon. He's holding 60,000 odd shares of Voda Idea, bought at 6.87 a piece. Wants to know if he can continue to hold or dispose at the current moment. Ajit, I'll come to you on this one. What are the charts indicating for Voda Idea?
So Maima, we are seeing a dead cat bounce. Means every now and then we see an attempt of recovery, but it fails to cross the first hurdle for 100 EMA around, which is currently around 7.66.9. So since he has bought it at current levels are closer to the recent lows. In case if you wish to hold, he should maintain a stop at 6.7 now, which is closer to its buying price, and 7.78 should be his target zone, and he should try to exit.
Okay, all right. So that's view on Vodafone Idea. The next question is on Tanla Platforms, and Kishore is writing in asking about this. And 710 is a buy price. Is this so this is a long-term view? Is it time for a rapid fire or not yet? Okay. So I'm glad that I didn't miss a cue. What's the view on the long-term fundamentals? So would you hold, Saurabh?
Alex won't be able to give.
Okay. Let me ask you this then: BSE versus CDSL. What's the view?
Both are expensive.
So you would avoid right now? Okay, all right. Let's take the next one. Okay, we've got a caller. Pradeep is calling us from Bengaluru, asking about Action Construction. Is that right? Or Vatek Wabag? Is that right, Pradeep?
Yes. Which one would be better to buy now, and at what level?
Okay, got it. So you got those questions, Ajit. ACE, which is Action Construction, or Vatek Wabag? Which would you pick?
So I would rather suggest to go ahead with the Vatek Wabag, because Action Construction, I still see the stock struggling in a range, a very tight range, for almost a year now. And until we, let's say, close about 1400 mark, the sideways tone might continue. On the other hand, Vatek Wabag, we have seen a breakout from the previous swing high, plus the marginal dip closer to the short-term averages. So it's basically offering a buying opportunity. So with stop at 1450, you can go long at current levels with the position target of 1850, 1900.
Okay, so that's it with regards to where technicals are concerned for both of these counters. Our next question is from Manthan, who's writing in from Ahmedabad. He's invested 27,000 odd rupees in PI Industries and currently sitting on a loss of 4,000 rupees is what he's saying. And he wants to know whether he should hold or sell at the moment. Saurabh, I'll come to you on this one. Recently, PI Industries was in focus because its key customer, that is Kumai, did raise its profit forecast. Do you think this is the right counter to keep holding, or should he book profits? Book losses?
I think a lot of cyclicality is there in the chemical business. They have got a huge portfolio. In my opinion, I think this is a very good company to hold. Maybe he should at least wait for the June quarter earnings.
Okay, all right. It's time now for the rapid fire round, and this is where we throw as many questions at you as possible over the course of 2 minutes. The first question is on BEL, which Sampath Kumar has bought at levels of 231 for the long term. Should he hold on is the question. Saurabh?
Hold.
Okay, Kanti Bhai is asking the next question, and he wants an opinion on Eternal as to where charts are concerned for the next 2 months. Ajit, your view?
Hold 245 stop loss and 285 290 target.
Okay, Asian Paints held for 30 years. Wow. Prakash Sanghavi wants to know, should you sell right now and switch to another company? Saurabh?
Switch to ICICI Bank.
Okay, the next question is on Tilak Nagar Industries. Venkat Ramani is holding 260 odd shares at 296 a piece. Wants to know if she can continue to hold for the next 15 months. Your view on this, Saurabh?
Hold.
Okay, RS Software is the name of the counter. 279 is the buy price. Pratibha wants to know, should you hold? It's not doing anything. What's the view, Ajit?
Yeah, he can hold and maintain a stop loss of 4-5% down from the current levels.
Okay, the next question is on Idea Forge. Krish from Assam is holding 300 odd shares at 708 a piece. Wants to know if he can book loss or accumulate more at the current levels. Ajit, your view?
Idea Forge, it's an underperforming stock, so I would recommend to avoid adding. In fact, 540 should be the stop loss, 680 target.
Okay, GMDC, I'm coming back to you, Ajit, on this one. Vishwanta Reddy from Andhra Pradesh wants to know whether to be bought at the current level, which is up 3.5%. What's the view?
Avoid, wait for a dip around 395, stop at 380 and target of 440.
Okay, GE and TD is the next, GE, TND is the next counter. The person has bought it at 280 levels, wants to know if he can continue to hold or not. Ajit, your view on the charts?
GE and TD hold, but avoid fresh adding.
Okay, all right. Well, it's a hold on GV, TND. That brings us to the end of this edition of Ask Profit. Thank you so much, gentlemen, Saurabh as well as Ajit, for joining in, for answering all the questions. And that is a wrap from Mahima, myself, and the team that put the show together. Do stay tuned. Up next is Know Your Company, and this is NDTV Profit.
गोल्ड प्लस ऑप्टिमिस्टिक रिफ्लेक्टिव ग्लास लगाओ, धूप की गर्मी को दूर भगाओ और बिजली का बिल भी बचाओ।
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola? Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit. The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola? Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Hello and welcome to Know Your Company. In fact, why are we talking about one of the major defense players in the country? I am Hiral Datia and with me is Anushi Vakharia. Anushi, good afternoon. An interesting play that we are going to talk about. Absolutely. Let's quickly understand a premier explosives in trade. If we can pull up the next slide in terms of why are we talking to premier explosives. Firstly, they are increasing their focus with regards to where the defense business goes. So the outlook going forward becomes absolutely crucial from here on. Moving on, the other points we need to consider is why the bulk explosive business is facing pressure this time around and what are the levels that margins and growth will sustain. So these are the three parameters that we are looking at. Apart from that, the key orders to keep track on going forward. That's the fourth point. And on number 5, the capex plans and the debt picture. What is interesting with the premier explosives from here on? Overall, if you have to talk about the rating parameters as well and in terms of what the company does, firstly, what is interesting is the